And welcome to the Collateral podcast. My name is Charisma. I've got Rusty with me as usual, and then we have Marv from Altered Edge. Marv, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
There we go. Second time's the charm. So
Yeah.
tonight we wanted to get Marv on from Altered Edge. He's a friend of Collateral. We're a big fan of Altered Edge and what they're doing. So we wanted to get Marv on, get a different perspective on gaming, branch out a little bit, and that's the whole idea of this podcast. Is that it wouldn't be just us, but we'd be actually able to branch out into the the greater esports community. Um, so thanks for that. So Marv, why don't you tell us a little bit about Altered Edge? Tell us a little bit about yourself. What's going on with you guys?
Yeah, sure. So myself, I was in the military as an infantry soldier for 17 years, working my way up to sergeant. Did multiple tours through Timor, Solomon Islands, in Afghanistan. Medically discharged due to, let's just say, too many tours overseas. So,
Yeah.
um, I've always had a passion for gaming. I mean, my first console ever was the old Atari 6400.
Holy dolly.
So yeah, so I've been gaming
That's
for a long time.
that's going back.
Yeah. Um, when I got out, uh, I had a lot of time on my hands, and I couldn't really go back into the workforce because of my health. So um, I end up starting to look into gaming because one of the big orgs that inspired me to get into it was the old Optic Gaming and what Hex was doing with in the Call of Duty world and that, and expanding into other games and all that. So
And it's exciting to see him back with Optic now.
it is. Um, so yeah, we back in the World War II days for COD, we put together like an unknown roster, and we went to a LAN event in Brisbane with the XP boys,
Yep.
and pretty much I enjoyed the whole weekend, and I'm like, I want to get more involved in this. So yeah, from there the org expanded. We started getting content creators um, and then other teams and that. So with AE at the moment, we've got content creators here in APAC, and then we've got some in the UK and the US. So we're slowly branching out overseas.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and at the moment we've got a few competitive teams here in APAC and in the EU. So
Yeah,
so
awesome.
yeah,
So
that's
why
pretty
why
much.
don't you tell us what game what esports you guys are branching into at the moment? I know you guys we were talking last night. You said you had
Oh, yeah.
a CS:GO team abroad.
Yeah, so at the moment we've got a Hungarian CS:GO team. They're competing over there in the ESEA Open League. They're currently sitting 4-4 on the ladder, so they're doing pretty well at the
Yeah,
moment.
great,
We've-
fantastic.
Yep, and we've just started an amateur Overwatch team, so we're going to use that as a platform for when Overwatch 2 comes in.
Great,
So
fantastic.
That'll be exciting.
yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. It's glad to hear you guys looks like you guys are killing it. Like you're in different got your hand in a bunch of different areas, which is really exciting. And like I said, we're at Collateral. Myself and Rusty are a big fan of what you guys are doing, what you guys are up to. So it'll be exciting to kind of see you guys grow and go further and further from here. We'll definitely be cheering you guys on. So what we want to do on tonight's podcast. Oh, sorry, Rusty. I only left without seeing how you are. How you doing, mate?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
You doing well?
Always doing well, mate.
Fantastic. Well, what we wanted to do tonight is we want to talk about a couple of different things that, in the gaming industry that I think are really pertinent to what's happening now. I want to talk first about gaming supplements. Um, Now, from when I first started competing back in Call of Duty back in around that 2010 era. The thing gamers relied on for that boost was Red Bull and any sort of energy drinks, but now it's so much more than that. That we actually see a lot of esports teams not opting in for the Red Bull or the V or the Mother or all those energy drinks, but we actually start seeing obviously the big one right now is G Fuel, but a bunch of different like other gaming supplements. So I wanted to ask you guys, what's your thoughts on the shifting culture from energy drinks into these gaming supplements? And do you think there is any sort of benefit to it? Do you think we're just wasting money, or do you think these actually have some sort of benefit to see us improve our gaming abilities um, in competitiveness?
I'm on the fence about it, to be honest. Um, I've had a few different brands like Legion Energy, G Fuel, obviously, and then we had Adrenalize there for a minute. Um, and I really like the taste of them, and it's something to drink, it's something to sip on while you're playing. I mean, it's a little bit healthier than probably a beer or a rum or something. um, but and then I don't know. I feel like I've had a few ones that just haven't really, you don't really feel like you're getting a little energy kick. You don't feel like you're more focused or anything like that. But then I recently tried Attention, and I don't know, felt a little bit angsty there. Bit more focused, bit more wide eyed.
Yeah,
Felt like my hand was on, I don't know, just on drugs, clicking heads on Valorant. So
yeah,
I'm on the fence about it. I feel like it's probably definitely something that people just enjoy having and enjoy drinking and spending money on,
yeah,
because I mean, at times it can probably be a little bit cheaper than alcohol, or even, going down the shops and buying a 4 pack of Red Bull for $15 gets a
yeah, yeah.
bit how you going. So,
So
you
Marv, do you
know,
think we're getting caught up in like, or do you think we're getting swept up in this craze of um gaming supplements that aren't actually doing like all these supplements claim to be doing something, but are we just drinking a glorified pre-workout, or do you think that there's actually something to say that we are improving when we take these? I know for myself, I tried my first ever sort of gaming supplement over the weekend, and that was Attention Energy as well. Um, and I did feel like I was more locked in, but I don't know if that was just I can't think of the theory that you call it.
headspace sort of thing.
Yeah, I just don't know if that was me trying to convince myself that I was more locked in, but I was definitely had a buzz, like I was definitely energized. My hand was shaking behind the mouse. So Marv, do you think we're getting caught up in this imaginary wave of gaming supplements, or do you think there's something to this?
I mean, like really, if you look at the gaming supplements and that, it's like if you were taking a pre-workout prior to going to the gym and doing a session in the gym. So I think anything that has any kind of caffeine in it is obviously going to, you know, brighten you and get you in that headspace that you guys were talking about. There are, it's like any kind of supplement, like really, like even for the pre-workout, there's ones out there that are good for you and help you focus in that, and then there's others that where, as you guys just said, you get the jitters and your heart feels like it's about to blow out of your chest, and
Mm.
obviously those ones aren't really that good for you. So I'm like I'm with Rusty. I'm on the fence.
Yeah.
So I mean I personally am starting to get a bit too old to be drinking stuff like that because um, it'll probably give me the heart attack. But um, I mean, I usually just drink coffee nowadays. Like that's more than enough for me to keep me awake and game on and that. But I think at the end of the day, you should do your research
Yep.
on which supplements are good and which aren't, as what you would do if you were working out in the gym with pre-workout.
Yeah. Well, I'm reading here on ASN that G Fuel promises energy, focus, endurance, and reaction to help improve your game. Um, so I'm not sure. Hash in the chat is saying water over everything else. I'm inclined to agree with that. I think the older I get, the more I realize that just lots of water actually really helps me helps me kind of stay locked in and stay focused. With coffee, I do enjoy my coffee. But like I think even looking at the at ASN here now, I see G Fuel and Attention Energy. So let me give you some numbers here, gentlemen. Attention Energy, $79.95 for 35 servings of Attention Energy. So that's pretty steep. And we see G Fuel coming in at 64.95, and that gives 40 servings, I believe. Um, so I suppose where we see um, these drinks coming in more beneficial than Red Bull or whatnot is that they are a bit cleaner. They have a little bit less bad stuff in it and a couple of good things in it to really benefit the gamer. But my concern is, gentlemen, that we see like we're taking these what I am calling glorified pre-workout, but the difference with a pre-workout is I'm exercising straight after I take it to help burn off that caffeine. Whereas I take a G Fuel or an Attention Energy or a Legion Energy or whatever, take your pick, but you're not going to burn that energy. You're taking so I believe Attention Energy contains 300 milligrams of caffeine per serving. That's two coffees. You're taking two coffees worth of caffeine um, in one drink, and you're not doing any exercise to back it up. Um, so do you think there's actually a real cause for concern here that we as gamers might be putting ourselves in a real troublesome position, taking all this caffeine but not being willing to kind of burn it off?
It's the same with, a lot of people just probably drink coffee anyway
Mm.
and not really do much. Like, I mean, if you're working in an office building or something as, I don't know, a tax agent or, an accountant or something, you're probably sitting in the office with a free coffee machine and you're drinking coffee every, few hours just to do something at work, I guess. I definitely know there's people at work that just drink coffees all day because they're free and they can.
Yeah.
Um, and so it's probably along the same line. Like, yeah, I don't really know. Like, I mean, it's not like there's any really scientific facts that people have said, coffee is terrible for you, ban it. But then again, you know, people just don't like coffee because they feel it can harm them. So I don't really know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How much do I? I'm being asked in the chat. How much do I bench? Uh, my ego's too short to pieces already to answer that question.
200, bro. 200.
I I
200.
lift at least 200. I refuse to specify what measurement of weight that is. Um, Gentlemen, do you have a max bench press?
Oh, Jesus, mate.
I don't even think I've ever tried to bench press anything in my life.
You haven't exercised a day in your life, mate.
Like, look at these guns. I don't need to,
I
I
wish
haven't
you'd
bench
bench me, he
pressed
says in the
pressed in a
chat.
while, mate.
Were you doing bench press in the military?
Oh yeah, mate. Yeah. Like you obviously do your hour of PT in the morning, so your physical training.
Was
And
that
that'd
what? Was
be
that why you're on tour?
we'd still train overseas and that, but like in barracks back in Australia, we do our morning PT and then anything outside of that was up to you sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
So let me ask a question here. Do you think do you think these energy drink or these energy powders are any better or worse than like your Red Bulls or something like that? Because Red Bull also claims to help focus. Um, and I know it's Red Bull's a big choice of uni students. So what do you reckon, gentlemen? Do you think Red Bull is any better or worse? I know the sugar is higher in Red Bull, but obviously there's no sugar options and whatnot. So do you think there's a real big difference?
Um, I mean, like with the Red Bulls and the mothers and all that stuff, like it's like in anything you do, you got to take it like in what's the word I'm thinking of?
In moderation.
Yeah, moderation, because you know because there's such high levels of caffeine and sugar in that they'll dehydrate you. So if you have one or two over like I don't know, like a 2 hour period or something, then
Yeah.
that's fine. But if you're smashing a Red Bull like every 30 minutes, then you know it's going to do some harm to you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be your kidneys after that.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Well, it leads into another question about balance and doing everything in moderation, and I want to talk about uh, there's definitely a stigmatism in gaming that we're not taking care of ourselves. Um, and I think it's a shifting culture. I think we're seeing I think especially like people like obviously if we're talking bigger streamers like Nick Merckx, Cypher PK, guys like that are doing gym streams now, really trying to promote health and well-being in the gaming industry. Um, I want to capture your thoughts, Marv. I might start with you. I want to capture your thoughts on health and well-being in the gaming industry, and are we doing enough, or do we need to be doing more to kind of
Wait,
promote that healthy lifestyle?
sorry about that. My dogs are barking. Wait, cut it
I don't think we can hear it anyway,
out.
mate.
All right. Um. Yeah. So I I think from when esports started to what we're doing now, I think the whole health, exercise, looking after yourself has come a long way. Um, like people are trying it. Like I've seen it on Twitch and YouTube and all that, like where fouts and the workouts, getting their viewers involved while they're doing it and that. And like, in all honesty, it comes down to the players themselves. Like, um, you can't just like going back to the Red Bulls and all that. Like, you can't just sit there for like 6-7 hours and just drink Red Bulls and then call it a night and then get back on it again, sort of thing the next day. They need to have some kind of routine or schedule or something to keep them not only their body healthy but their mind healthy as well.
Yeah, yep. Jay, Rusty, what do you think about it? Health, taking care of our bodies in the gaming industry. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think we need to be doing more? Do you think there's a place where obviously there's all these different workout programs and meal programs all made for moms, families, people on the move. Do you think there's a place maybe for someone to come out and just put in like a very simple workout regime for gamers just to make sure we're doing something, or like what things do you think the gaming industry needs to be doing to support the players involved?
I definitely think if you're going with this professionally, you're obviously going to be sitting in front of your computer for hours and hours on end every single day, grinding and practicing with your teammates and, doing other things that correlate to being in an esports team. So I think you definitely need to be doing something. Healthy eating is almost just enough to sort of get you over the line of staying in a sort of a positive body shape, I guess, and staying healthy enough. But it's a lot of people that probably don't eat the healthiest also need to be doing something on the side, whether that's gym or personally, I play soccer, 3 times a week just to do something while I'm not like to get me away from the computer for a few hours a day.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I think there's sort of a level. If you're just doing it casually, for an hour or two here and there, it's probably not something you need to worry about, but you're probably doing it anyway because you're probably preoccupied with sports or gym or fitness, CrossFit,
Probably got
whatever you
something else
do.
going on. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think definitely if you're going to be sitting in front of the computer, 8 hours a day because it's technically your full-time job, I think you definitely need to be doing something.
Yeah, yeah. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is mental health in the gaming industry. I think it's something that's not spoken about. Um, and the thing I've noticed in particular recently is I think the gaming industry's become more and more toxic in areas. And I think social media and or whatnot has become made us quite numb to actually how what the human emotions are and whatnot. Um, and so I want to talk about uh, mental health in gaming. And do you think gamers are at more risk than the average person, less risk, or do you think they're just kind of on par with everyone else? Do you think there's some things out there we can be doing to support people, gamers in the industry that might be needing some support?
I feel like gamers or anyone that's online with some sort of substantial audience presence, like whether it's just news anchors, actors, or Instagram influencers or whatever. I think if you're at the top of the line gamer, you've got 6,000 viewers on your streams daily. You've got a lot of views and content, and a huge audience on YouTube or whatnot. There's a lot of backlash with what you do, and I mean, some people can be easily offended by things you do. So, I'd say a lot of people get threats, and, to some people that can be very hurtful to them.
Yep.
Um, and I think that's definitely something that's not talked about. You see streamers and that sort of thing backlash every now and then and actually getting in trouble for it
Mm.
when, um, when really it's, the viewer's fault for sort of provoking them or, giving them bad words over the internet. And I think to somewhat, some people need to be able to take it with a grain of salt. But, personally, I've seen a lot of people get really, you know, bummed and down about it. And I think I don't want to say female streamers in particular are susceptible to it, because definitely there's a lot of male streamers out there that obviously get a lot of ridicule and hate online. But I know streamers in particular are very susceptible to that online bullying and harassment. Um, and yeah, it's not something that's talked about very often that you see. So I
Yeah.
think there's definitely a line there that gets crossed, and a lot of people shouldn't cross that line.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Marv, what are your thoughts? Like coming from, not to label it as an industry, but, from a line of work that obviously we see quite a lot of people leave with suffering mental health issues and problems. Do you see the same? Obviously not. I think the extent is quite different, but I think it's still prevalent. Do you still see those mental health concerns that you saw popping up in the gaming industry as well?
I mean, like nowadays, I think the biggest thing is social media. Like it, it's so easy for someone now to um, bully someone as to what it was like back when I was a kid. Like there was no internet, and like you actually had to like be face to face to them to bully them.
Mm.
But with social media nowadays, you can go anywhere and just harass people, and um, I think it's I think it's pathetic that people actually do that.
Mm.
But like mental health is a problem,
Yeah.
not only in the military, but like it's everywhere, and it's like even in the military, it's sort of um, it's like it's getting better now, but um, in the past people have sort of like walked away sort of thing, like, oh, like, I don't want anything to do with that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I know nowadays there is more in the Defence Force with um, programs and systems out there to help people with the mental health and that.
Yeah.
In the gaming world, I don't think there is that many options.
Yeah. So I know
Um,
1620 Kings, they were earlier in the year they were promoting Checkpoint Gaming or
mm,
Checkpoint, and they are, it seems to be they're a non-for-profit well-being space for gamers, which I think is pretty cool. So it says, yeah, it looks like they provide free mental health resources for gamers. So online series of videos tackling mental health issues using the power of video games. Pro mental health gaming communities on Discord. Um, Learning about yourself through the lens of a video game character and self care guides. So I think there is stuff there. I just don't think there's enough.
no, yeah, there's definitely not enough. I mean, like even with my org, like obviously I have mental health issues, and um, I know there are some orgs out there that if that is brought up, they sort of push that member away.
Mm,
But with us, we welcome them in, like, because I know for me, gaming is a release for me.
yeah,
It keeps your mind active and you're doing something that you enjoy.
yeah,
So I encourage that with our community and members that want to join our community.
yeah,
So,
fantastic.
and like I tell any of our members, if if you ever want to talk, just give me a yell. Like, it can be about anything. You can rant on, like, if you've had a bad day or whatever. Like, just giving them the option to have someone to talk to
Yeah,
is more than enough.
yeah.
So
So I just need, I think, to summarize what you're saying, I think what you're saying is we need to be more supporting and accommodating of mental health issues in the gaming industry, and not
yeah,
not
yeah,
treated
definitely.
it, not just treated as some
Like disease or
yeah, exactly right.
yeah,
And I think that's a global issue. But I think in
it is.
particular, I think social media has made us quite numb to understanding how other people feel because we can't see them.
Yeah,
Um, we can't we can't get a grasp on it. Um,
yeah,
yeah, so I think it's a massive issue. I think it's something we need to keep working on. We're getting closer. I want to shift gears, gentlemen, and get a little bit off track from here, just because it's something I've been thinking about just the last couple of days. So Altered Edge and Collateral both have teams in competing in Counter Strike Global Offensive, and I want to know, gents. It's now, I think it's 10 years next year since CS:GO was made or released. Is there how long does this game keep going for? Is there still life in it? Has it still got the legs to keep going, or do you think it's gonna die soon? Because it seems like online competitive gaming in CS:GO is as strong as it's ever been.
It it's gone for 10 years, and it's, yeah, like you said, it's just as strong as it's ever been. So I don't think they've got a reason to, even stop it, for one. Or the company that made CS:GO, they don't have a reason to create a new game, because CS:GO itself is just, raking in the money. There's still that many teams competing in it. It's unreal. Um,
Funny
and I s-
considering how controversial it was when it was released.
exactly right. But I feel like a lot of the community has obviously shifted from CS:GO to Valorant when
Mm.
Valorant was released.
Yeah.
But then again, I feel like it's weeded out. I don't want to say Valorant's toxic or anything, but I just feel like it's made CS:GO a little bit more of a safer place,
Mm.
and I feel like a few more people are trying to have a go.
Yeah.
And it's just keeping the game alive. Like, every time you get on, there's no wait times. There's always matches and servers. It's just as big as it ever was. So I just don't think it's going to die anytime soon. I think it could happily go on for another 5 years and it'd just be pedaling on the same way with the same amount of money being spent in tournaments and whatnot.
Yeah. Marv, what do you reckon? Does CS:GO still have the legs to keep going, or do you think we're going to start to see the decline of its dominance in esports?
I think it's going to keep going. Like, I mean, I still remember when it first came out on PC. Like, I think it was the birth of online FPS, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty close. Yeah.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure COD didn't go to like online until about then, wasn't it? Like 2010,
Well,
2011.
Yeah.
so if I look here, CS:GO was released 21st of August 2012 was its first release.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 1. That was the first. Are we saying that was the first?
Yeah, Modern Warfare 1, so Call of Duty
What,
4.
yeah,
2007.
Oh, okay.
So we had some
All
online
right.
FPS, um, but I think CS:GO was one of those. It was one of the ones that really led the way as far as online competitive, and that ranking system, um,
Yeah.
um,
Yep.
that chasing after that rank up and
Yeah, because like,
yeah, sorry, go on.
yeah, yeah. No, sorry. I was gonna say like I don't think COD had anything like that until what was it like BO1, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was around
Yeah, I think it
BO1
was around
or
that Black Ops.
Yeah.
yeah, that's when they started to kind of get that competitive
Ranked
feel,
league play
feel
and
to
all
it. But
that
I
stuff.
think I think even still, League play has nothing on CS:GO or Valorant competitive mode.
No.
There's something
Yeah.
special about chasing
Man,
that
yeah,
rank up.
there's no way.
Like
Call of Duty.
Call it. Yeah, go on. Sorry, mate.
well, I'm from Call of Duty. That's my background, and I competed in it. And
Mm.
like when Cold War released League Play, and I played it again, I was like, oh, cool. This is a rank. I have no real aspirations to rank up. I just don't care. Whereas if I play something like
BO4.
Valorant, yeah, well, yeah, same BO4. If
Yeah.
I like Valorant
Yeah.
or anything like that, I want to rank up. I desperately want to rank up.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, Cold War's league play is pretty much BO4 version 2.
Yeah,
Like the ranking doesn't make any sense. It doesn't like. I mean, like I said, years. What was it last night? Like I went into a match. I was like orange or advanced or whatever it is, and I was going up against masters. It's like
yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
mm,
There's no point in grinding in a game like that. So like games like CS:GO and Valorant and Apex and stuff like that, they have a proper ranking system, and you're actually grinding for something instead of just playing in a glorified pub lobby.
yeah. That requires no teamwork.
Yeah.
So speaking of CS:GO and all that, I want to talk about what are some timeless video games that have stood more than just a couple years. I think for mine, gentlemen, it's got to be Skyrim. Skyrim has stood the test of time. It's still getting played to this day, remarkably. So what are some games that in your mind have stood the test of time?
I could never get into Skyrim. Hey, just never. Um, but Mario Kart. Mario Kart was born on
Mm,
the original Nintendos, and
yep,
look at it now. Like it's just off tap.
yep,
I just feel like that's just a no-brainer, and I feel like it's the same with that whole sort of universe. There's Mario Kart. There's Sonic, Donkey Kong.
hmm
That whole sort of series of games that was released on Nintendo. It's just thriving because I guess they were the first games that were ever released. So people sort of have an attachment to them that just keeps getting them made.
yep. What are some timeless games?
Final Fantasy franchise.
Wow, yeah, 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 yeah. Actually I saw Ninja was streaming it the other day.
Mm. There's a I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's a new one coming out soon.
They're making more. Unbelievable.
Yeah. So they've got the online one.
Yeah.
I played that for a bit with my wife, but she's totally into that. She plays the online one, but I mean, I've played. I didn't play the first two, but I've played every other one after that. So
How many of those are there?
what are we up to now?
I feel like there's like 6 or 7, maybe.
No, there's more than that, mate.
It's like
I think we're up to
13.
16.
Yes, probably 16.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm way out of reach there then.
Yeah, bro. I
Yeah.
mean, I used to play 7 on the original PS.
Oh,
So
Jesus Christ.
yeah, and I mean they only did a remake of it last year because it was like out of all of them, it's the most popular one. They
Yeah,
did a remake for the PS5, and yeah, I think next year I think it's 16, 15
Yeah.
or 16 comes out.
Yeah.
So
Let me read
that's
you.
not.
Let me read you some games here. So, just to make us feel old, gentlemen, Duke Nukem 3D, January 29, 1996. That was released.
for my
Oddworld.
time there.
Anyone remember Oddworld? September 19, 1997. Resident Evil 2, January 21,
Oh,
1998.
8, yep.
Final Fantasy 8, February 11, 1999.
well, there you go.
The first Doom, December 10, 1993.
And Doom's a special one that hits close to home.
Yeah, Doom's a big one for you.
I actually just love the Doom games.
Yeah. What else have we got here? Star Wars TIE Fighter, one of the first Star Wars games ever to come out, July 1994. Diablo 2, June 29, 2000. Half-Life 2, November 16, 2004. I got one more list here for you. I'm sure you'll like this one. Grand Theft Auto 5, September 2013.
That's a game that's just not going to die
I still play GTA
as a day.
Online.
I don't know how long that game can go on for.
The original Assassin's Creed, November
Yeah.
2007. When Desmond Miles was our main character. Overwatch, May 2016. Modern Warfare 2, 2009. Fortnite is 4 years old this year. Minecraft is 10 years old this year. Portal, October 2007. Sims 4, the current Sims game, September 2014. And Elder Scrolls Skyrim, 2011, so 10 years old today. So there's a couple of throwbacks for you, gentlemen. Some timeless games that have remarkably stood the test of time. What is it about these games that we love so much that they just seem ageless?
Honestly, there's a few in there that are just so different to each other, and I feel like that's why they're so much like. Why was Minecraft so good? Like, I loved it. I still love it, and it's you know graphically, it is the worst game ever made. Everything you just build stuff and you break stuff. I don't know. It's just
It's for the most part a very pointless game.
yeah, it's just pointless, like. But everyone is just so addicted to it, and at one point in everyone's life, they've played it and either were addicted to it for either a short period of time or a very long period of time.
Yeah.
It was just one of those games.
Yeah. Another one I think of is Crysis. That only got remastered a couple of years ago.
That was the original was OP when it came out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Crysis is still
Crysis.
Crysis. They made sure it was unrunnable on top graphics back then, and it's certainly unrunnable on. I think I was watching Linus Tech Tips, and you still can't run it on max, even with a 3090.
Yeah.
I actually saw an article only probably today or yesterday that they're actually bringing out a remaster of all 4 games in a one big package deal for PlayStation 5 and Xbox One.
Yeah, wow. That's impressive.
Nice.
I saw they
Yeah.
oh, my mate was talking about no, it's a game. It has escaped me. What game I was thinking of now? Mass Effect? Is it Mass Effect? Yeah, I think they remastered all the Mass Effect games and then released them in a package.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah. I think it's currently in the PS5 store. I don't know if it's on pre-order or you can purchase it now, but I
yeah.
saw it the other day.
Another one I'm thinking of, boys, is because I'm such a Star Wars geek, as you can see just here. But I'm thinking of Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2.
Oh, my wife got me into that actually. The online one.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, oh that's the Old Republic, but like the single
Yeah.
player games before that was Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah, the Old Republic. I don't know when. Let me have a look here. Let me have a look at when Knights of the Old Republic 1 was released. It was released in December 2011 was the first one. Um, and then Knights of the Old Republic 2. Oh, hang on. No. So I think the Old Republic, the one you're talking about, the online massive multiplayer online, was released in
Yeah.
2011.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know when Knights of the Old Republic 1 was released. That's something I'm a bit blurry on the details, but it's if the second one came out in 2004, it must be around that 2002 mark. You would assume, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Speaking of Star Wars games, the one that was on the one I played on PlayStation, or was it the
The Force
Force
Unleashed.
Within or whatever? Yeah,
Oh,
Force Unleashed.
yeah,
Yeah, with Vader's Padawan or whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was a good series.
Yeah, that was a good series. It's a shame, like, oh, it's not canon, but it's a great
Yeah,
it's a great video game
it.
series.
Yeah,
I think
for
from
Did
them.
memory,
you?
I think from memory, it copped a fair bit of hate when it first came out. I remember.
Yeah, but I mean, for a Star Wars game on a console, it was really good.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Did you guys ever play the Star Wars Squadron 3D one? And it was just in all your X-wings, Y-wings, and whatnot,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
going around. Oh, it looked terrible, didn't it?
Mm.
I'll tell you what, I really enjoyed when they released Star Wars Squadrons last year. I thought it was really good fun. It was one of those games I thought I had fun playing the campaign. I had fun playing multiplayer for a little bit. But after that, I was kind of over it.
One thing I did get into, I really got into Battlefront when they released that on the PS4.
Battlefront, yeah.
I really enjoyed my time with that game.
You
For
talking about the
the
original
short
ones or the new
period,
ones?
the new ones that were released on PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
So Battlefront 1, I had a really fun time with. Um, I purchased Battlefront 2 when it was released, but I don't think I actually got around to playing it.
Ooh. Yeah, that one was heavy with microtransactions, eh?
Yeah, very controversial when it was first released. They got rid of them
Yeah.
I can't remember at what point, but they got rid of them at some point. Flamesy Hash, thanks for the follows. Flamesy's in the chat. Hey Flamesy, one of our CS boys. Good to see you, mate. Um, I think yeah. Well, Battlefront 2 was particularly controversial because of all the loot crates. Because no one's ever had an issue with a loot crate before.
Yeah.
um, yeah, loot crates were a real issue. They were a massive issue actually.
Because like I played the first one, and then when they said there was a second one coming out, I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
And you do like you grind and that, and obviously once you did like a map or whatever, you got so many points or tokens or whatever.
Yeah.
But they had a limit on how much you could do a day.
Yeah.
So, and then if you wanted to get Darth Vader and all that, you had to get like, thousands of fucking credits. Oops, sorry, thousands of credits to get it, and like the grind
They'd make it
was
impossible to do
impossible.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, they lost half their audience because it what's the point?
Yeah, exactly right.
So
I think there was a game. I think I pre-ordered it when it was released for pre-order, and I actually don't even think I installed it ever. Maybe I might just have to go and download it and see.
well,
You
it's all.
you
I
did
mean,
not pre-order that game and not play it.
No, I literally did. Like, I had it sitting in my library for so long, and I just never downloaded it because I didn't have enough storage space on my PlayStation. So
Oh my god,
because
you did not.
well, the first
Warzone
year.
took up 200 gigs.
Well, the first year of the game, you didn't really miss much. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, but now I'm pretty sure they've changed everything, and it's like the grind's actually worth it now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well,
I might,
what was that?
I might have to check it out then. Hey, see what I'm missing out
Yeah,
on.
mate, I still play it on PC from time to time, especially when they gave it away for free. Um,
Mm.
you
thank
know,
you,
you
thank you,
know,
Epic Stores.
you're doing something wrong as a AAA gaming company when you have to give the game away for free, eh?
Well, to be fair, Epic Games also gave me GTA 5 for free last year, but so
And,
they should have. It's 9 years old.
yeah, that's one I got for free. I
Yeah,
definitely added that to my
yeah.
library.
Well, gentlemen, thanks so much for joining, for being on the podcast. GTA 5, yeah, that old chestnut. Uh, thanks so much for joining us on the podcast, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed it. Marv, thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the podcast with us. Um,
Yeah, it was good to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
yeah, it was nice to look back on some of the games of old and talk about health and well-being in the gaming industry. And I think it's something we need to continue to work on. And I do encourage anyone that's listening to the podcast to go check out Checkpoint. I think sorry, is it Checkmate Gaming? Checkpoint Game. Checkpoint. We'll put the link in the description of the YouTube video, so you guys can click on there and go check it out. Because I encourage you to. I think the more we can promote health and well-being in the gaming industry, the healthier we're going to have moving forward and see gaming go from strength to strength. But on that, gentlemen, we are going to end it here. Enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy that gaming if that's what you're going to be doing. I don't know if I'm going to play tonight. I'm not sure. We'll see how I go. But to anyone listening, thank you so much for joining us.